Hello. Hold on, buddy. Let me add you. There you are, man. There he is.
Sick.
All good?
All good now. I can hear you. I think we
All
can.
right,
Yeah.
man. It's nice to meet you. By the way, it's sunny out. I'm not trying to be cool. It's like, it's sunny and cold. I was like, I'm, I'm kind of like a vampire, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Same.
crazy. It's like, sun. So, hey, man, it's all right. Now that we got this going,
I think
um,
so. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So, why don't you tell everybody where you're from?
Originally, I'm from Surrey in England, which is a county just below London.
Mm,
Um, yeah, just south of London. It's yeah, it's a countryside and an area that's known for outstanding natural beauty. Yeah, but I moved around when I was a kid, so I grew up there, like as in primary school there, and then I
mm,
left there and went to Jersey, which is an island that is just off France, and I stayed there for a few years. And then the moment I could get out of there, I did when I turned 18. Um, yeah, I saved up and went to London to pursue being a musician full time. And I spent like about a year and a half in London, and just yeah, just it's London's so expensive to live, man.
yeah.
And I didn't really get anywhere with it, and ended up just going on the road. And I've been on the road for 8 years, living in vans, different ones,
Well,
busking mainly. And the last few years, I've done a lot more gigs that have started to pay
mm,
for my life, kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, man. It seems like people are starting to finally recognize you. Like I said, I found you from
Thanks.
YouTube, and it's rare that you see a new instrument. To me,
Mm.
the foot drum was like, whoa, what is he doing? you know, Especially in the day of age now that everybody's using technology. So you see a lot of
Yeah.
busking with loop pedals and
Yeah.
and a
Yeah. Yeah.
guitar,
Yeah.
but they're not doing it, the good old rock and roll style like you are, and just saying, hell with it, I'm gonna just bring it all myself.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
I
I,
mean,
I
like,
really appreciated that
nice
when
one,
I
nice
found it.
one. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm all about that. It's like I like to play everything all at the same time. Like I'm not really into using loopers. I tried them
Mm,
when I went fully by myself and just tried to do everything myself and not have a drummer and stuff. Yeah, I tried loopers and I tried lots of the various different things. You
yeah.
know what I mean? But yeah, just playing it all as one. I prefer that as well. You know, and it's just being able.
Mm,
You can spontaneously do things as well. Like if I suddenly have a riff that just because sometimes when you're jamming on the street and you just or jamming wherever you're jamming, do you know what I mean? You might play
mm,
something different with the guitar, and then
yeah.
I can usually just like pick up off that immediately with the drums, and that's you don't always get that right as a two-piece band or a three-piece. You know what I mean? You don't always get that right. You
Yeah.
might just especially if you're jamming, the drummer might not do the exact right thing. Sometimes you guys get it right, and that happens from years of playing it
Oh
as a
yeah.
band, and that's really cool. You know.
Yeah. I mean, that.
Um,
Do you have you been in a full band before?
Yeah, a few. Yeah, I've been in a few bands. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
mainly been all my own projects, and
Mm,
I've tried to get them off the ground, and it's usually because it's just not enough money to keep it going, or
yeah.
not everyone is on the same page as me with the amount of commitment they're prepared to
Oh
do.
yeah.
And just band politics. Do you know what I mean? I just in the end I was
Yeah.
like, oh fuck it, man, I'm doing this on my own. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, I honestly feel you on that one. I've wanted to do that for so long. I used to have this vision, like using the loop pedals and stuff because I didn't know any
Yeah,
other way. But I
yeah,
had a
yeah,
vision of like going on one of the Tonight Show or something, and you see like a guitar stand with a guitar on it and a
yeah,
bass, and just basically going from one instrument to another, and
yeah,
recording the loop, and then you go to an. I thought, man, wouldn't that be cool? I've always
yeah.
wanted a one man band because, like you said, it's a lot of BS.
In
There's a
it,
lot of
yeah,
BS.
yeah. It really is. Yeah. But having said that, it's amazing. Like there are limitations, but I think limitations kind of like they can help with creativity.
Yeah,
I think they really can help with creativity because then you're stuck and you haven't got all the tools at your disposal to create whatever sounds. You end up writing songs for that particular arrangement. So it's you lose some, but you win some.
yeah, and I mean,
Going by yourself.
sometimes less is more. And
Absolutely.
you look at I think of like the White Stripes. A lot of people get on Meg White's case because she's so basic, you know, with
Mm.
her drumming, but yeah, that wouldn't be the White Stripes without that, you know. Like
Exactly, exactly,
it's
bro.
you know,
Yeah,
you
100%. Like the
you can
shit
have
you,
a lot of producing, or you can have a little. You know,
yeah,
it's what you know. It's the talent that shows through. You know.
exactly, yeah. But it's what creates that sound as well. You know, it was
Hmm.
Jack White. He said he wrote the songs around her ability on drums. You know, and that also sparked his creativity. You know, and
Yeah.
came up with those really simple riffs. You know, music is very good when it's simple for some reason.
Oh, definitely.
Um,
Yeah.
That's the thing. The song, most of the time, has to be simple. Whether the production is simple or not is down to the, what
Hmm.
the artist can do with whatever tools they have. And if those tools are simplified, then it can create a very unusual sound. It doesn't sound like anyone else. So
Yeah.
it's yeah.
So how did you come about finding the Farmer Foot drum?
I came about it because I think for about 2 years or so I was playing as a one man band,
Hmm.
and I just had like a stomp box at first, I think. Yeah, I had a stomp box. And then
Hmm.
it was funny, I was busking in this one spot, South Bank, opposite the Tate Modern Gallery, which is just on the Thames in London. And it was a
Hmm.
spot it was a really good spot because I could go there during the week, because a lot of busking is on the weekend. And I could go there
Oh.
during the week and just like get my weekends back, because it was pretty
Hmm.
busy during the week. So I could kind of get my weekends back and just like hang out with some friends and stuff on the weekend. Because a lot of the time as a
Yeah.
musician, your mates are going out partying and you've got a gig or you've got shows or whatever, and you're
Yeah.
busy. That's when you're working. So I
Hmm.
really liked that spot, but they wouldn't let me play my stomp box there. They said a tambourine only. So I got a tambourine, and then it got interesting because I was like, what if I combine the stomp box and the tambourine? So I went to some other spots that I knew around London, and I got myself a chair as well, and I sat down. So I had a tambourine on one foot and a stomp box on the other foot, and then I could get beats. I could get and then if I hit them
Yeah.
both at the same time, if I hit the bass drum and the tambourine at the same time, that was another sound. So I had three sounds. I had the stomp box,
Hmm.
I had the tambourine on it. Yeah, stomp box on its own, tambourine
Hmm.
on its own, and then the tambourine and stomp box together. So I had three sounds, and with those three sounds, I was amazed how many beats I could come up with, and I suddenly started to get a lot. It just sparks a lot more creativity, and then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, need to follow this, and it really affected my show as well. Like a lot more people started to stop and watch me. I didn't have to
Hmm.
just go apeshit mental or perform and rip my heart out kind of thing to get a crowd, because that's what it's like busking. You have to do something in order to get people's attention. So
Yeah. I always
yeah,
admired. I always admired that talent. You know, because it is a lot to put yourself out there. You know,
yeah,
and you know it's so personal. You know, and I
yeah,
think doing what you're doing, you know, is different, and therefore you're getting noticed. You know, and it's helping you. You know, by
yeah.
playing something different that somebody doesn't see all the time. You
Mhm,
know,
mhm, mhm.
you know, so I admire that because I don't know if I could get out and do it. You know, and around here it's a little more, you know, reserved, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
There
you
must be a
know,
big
so
town nearby. There must be a big high street for
yeah,
people.
yeah, I don't know, and I don't know the legalities of it. You know, is can you
You
just
find out
go out
you
on the street and go,
well
I'm gonna
well you
play?
you just find out, don't you? So that's what happens.
Hmm.
It's different jurisdictions for different towns. All
Right.
across England, it's just different everywhere. But I just turn up and play. If someone stops me, I stop. You know, if
Yeah,
I
it's true.
I kind of just try and work it out. You know,
Yeah.
if the guy says to me, "Oh yeah, you got to stop," because if suppose it's someone who's non-official and they say you got to
Hmm.
stop because you're going to get a fine or whatever, I go, all right, thank you, mate, thanks for that, and
Yeah. Right.
I'll wait for them to walk off and go around the corner and they're out of earshot, and I might just start playing again. You know what I mean? And
That's so punk rock.
because well, some people talk shit. Some people literally will
Oh
just come
yeah.
up to you and they'll just try to stop you playing because that's what they're doing in their day. They're just going around trying to stop people's dreams. So
Yep.
if the officials do turn up and tell you to stop, then obviously I'll be all right. Sorry, I'll move on. You know
Right.
what I mean? And off I go. But often that happens right at the end of the day when you've already done and dusted. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. That's
it's one of
great.
them. It's one of them, man.
And that's how
Um,
music should be, you know. It's punk rock. It's like, hey, you don't like it, move on. Just like on the internet, you know. Hey,
yeah.
you don't have
Well,
to comment. Keep scrolling. You
it's
know?
true. It's true. But I would say it's also good to have a bit of respect for neighbours and people. Well, not neighbours, but
Yeah,
people who live
yeah,
in the area. If someone's
yeah.
if
That's
someone
true.
comes out and they're screaming at you because they want you to stop and they're
Yeah,
trying to sleep or whatever, then you move on. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's punk rock attitude, but with more respect than
Oh
just like
yeah.
just full on like fuck you, I'm a rock star. Like, fuck that.
Keep going, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like to do that to people, man.
So how long
Yeah.
did it take you to get the guitar and the drums together? Like, before you got what you wanted down?
Um, it took me about, I'd say, like 3 months before I was like, because it becomes an instrument of its own. Like I learned
Mhm.
drums separately, I learned guitar separately, and I can do them fine separately, and then putting them together is like, oh, this is now becomes a new instrument. Playing the
Mhm.
one man band, it is now, you just call it the one man band, like and
Yeah.
yeah, it took me about 3 months before I was comfortable where I was, and it took me
Mhm.
another 3 months after that before I could start like playing spontaneously. It probably took about a year before I was playing spontaneously, actually,
Mhm.
like really, really spontaneously. Like now, something comes into my head and I can just pretty much immediately. If it's not something that's, because some things that may like sound like they're really simple might be really hard
Mhm.
to play, and some things that sound extremely complex, I'll just play it immediately, and it's like the first time I've ever been able to jam it out, guitar and drums at the same time. It's just coming to my head, so I can never really tell what it is that makes something easy and what it is that makes something hard. It just depends on what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took me about a year before I could just suddenly just play something spontaneously. And that's what happens sometimes now in shows. Like I might be halfway through a song and I'm want to move on to another song. I can't think about what the next song is going to be, and I'll just jam something. Because that's what happens when you're busking. You might play 5 shows in one day, and by the end of the day, you're like, fuck me, I'm bored of playing these songs. Like, I want to just jam something. If I'm recording, it's
Yeah.
even better, because then I'll jam something and then I'll go back to it later on and be like, what was that
Uh,
little jam I had? And then might have a song there or something. I don't know.
that's
So
true.
yeah,
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 that's
yeah,
a good.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
And it's. Have you always done blues though? Have you tried other
I've, I've,
different?
I've, do you know what? It's funny. Like a lot of people know me for blues, but I've
Mhm.
had some of my more commercially successful songs have been blues, but I kind
Mhm.
of go across grunge, just general rock, folk, and blues as well. Blues is just one of the subgenres that I kind of like express. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But my dad was into blues a lot. He brought me up on blues when I was a young kid. That and nu metal, and which is what my own interest was when I was
Mhm.
a kid, like Limp Bizkit and Nickelback
Oh yeah.
and just like Linkin Park and all these kind of bands. And then as I turned to a teenager, I got more into like proper metal. So I was into like Pantera and Soulfly and all those kind of bands. But yeah, but I was my dad he was very good with showing me those old records and that old
Yeah. My
stuff from the
my
60s,
dad was
70s.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got a kick last night. Like I said, I DJ'd a wedding, and
Oh yeah,
these guys were cool. They actually liked older stuff. I got to play "Bread and
nice,
Butter" by the New Beats.
nice,
I
nice,
like
man.
bread and butter. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
that and the Twist and Twist and Shout and
yeah,
Elvis.
yeah.
I played Blue Suede. You know what I mean? So people are still out there, and they're still digging on the old stuff.
Dude,
I played
the music's good.
Bad Leroy Brown. That'd be a good one for you.
Nice, nice.
Some
Yeah,
Jim Croce.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Sweet, man.
Oh, and I just had another epiphany. I'm throwing out some requests for you, just throwing out some ideas. Did you ever hear? I'm a big John Lennon fan.
Yeah, I love John
Um,
Lennon big time. Yeah.
so I think one that would be really relevant now would be "Give Me Some Truth." You know,
Mm.
dude, it's
Innit?
such a good song, and it's so relevant. I've wanted to
Yeah.
do like just kind of like a
It's
Nirvana-ish grungy
thing about that
version. You
song
know,
is it's never not been relevant, mate. It's never not been
that's
relevant. Give me some
yeah.
truth. Like we never fucking know what's going on, do we? Really?
We don't,
Um,
especially now. It's like, there's so many things. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask, everything.
yeah.
It's
It, the, the
everything.
the idea that the majority of people in Britain think that wearing a mask is the right thing to do. Majority. There's a few people who I don't know
That's
what
how
it's
it is
like in
over
the
here.
States. Is it? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. It's a divide.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
call it, I call it maskism. Think about it,
Masochism.
like if you see somebody without one, you're like, oh, you should put a mask on. We're creating this like, just like
Yeah.
racism, like, oh, you're this color, so I don't like you. You're not wearing a mask. That annoys me. You know what I mean? Like, or
Yeah. Yeah.
you are wearing a mask. So either way, it's like we're creating more hatred. It just
Yeah. 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 It's a
as
weird one.
society. society as humans, man, we make it so many more difficult. Like,
Mm,
just live in peace, man.
mm. Yeah, there needs to be a lot more looking into whether how if this is being overhyped or not. There's not enough investigation whether this is
Mm.
being overhyped. You know, that's what I think about it, anyways. But I don't know. I try
Has
to
it
just
changed you? Has the pandemic part changed you?
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
you're
it would have.
secluded anyway, right?
Yeah, I am.
For the
I
most
am.
part.
You know what I mean. Yeah, I've
I don't blame
solo
you.
impact life in a van. But the thing is, I did have a whole tour lined up for the summer, and that
Oh
never
wow.
happened. And so it did affect my life in quite a lot of ways. But I never really got down about it. I mean, I was just like, oh right, that's going on.
Just
Okay,
not meant to
just
be,
chill.
right?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean. I'm not going to get.
Yeah.
The thing is, everyone's in the same boat, so it's not like you're missing
Hmm.
out as well. So it's one of them.
Yeah, and that's why
Um,
I created this podcast. So this is my good thing that came out of it. I get to talk to people because hey, you're home. Like all the musicians are home, and I can help in
yeah,
a way.
yeah,
All it
yeah,
takes is
yeah, yeah.
one person listening. And at least one get a new person listening. And putting music
Absolutely.
out there. So that's why I really wanted to talk to you because I knew you had a good story, and I knew you'd be a good dude to talk to, man. I
Nice
admired.
one.
I admired you, man. I was like, yep, got to talk to him. So I tracked you
Yeah.
down. So, hey, what's the tattoo on your nose about? So
The
just so I
tattoo.
know and people know.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So the tattoo is a bit of an interesting one, really. I've been going to. I celebrate solstices and equinoxes, which is like a part of like the pagan calendar,
Hmm.
um, which is what a lot of the religious festivals are worked around. In Christianity, especially,
Hmm.
is working around the already existing pagan festivals, which people used to celebrate in Europe
Hmm.
before Christianity kind of came in.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, so Easter and Christmas Day are actually not on the right days. They kind of they changed the days to the days that the pagans were having festivals already, so then they could convert pagans towards Christianity. That's what happened.
That's
Um,
crazy.
so around the same time of years, what's going on is you've got the winter solstice, which is around Christmas Day. It's like 21st or 22nd, something like that, depending. And they happen in stone circles throughout the world. And I often celebrate it at Stonehenge or Avebury. And a few years ago, I was at Stonehenge, and I was just there in my truck with all my mates, just a bunch of hippies, really, and we're all just kind of tripping a little bit here and there, and having a bit of magic mushrooms, that kind of thing, and yeah, a lot of people were having face paint, and the girl I was with at the time, um, she was like, "Do you want to get a face painting?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, sure." And she was like, "I don't know what to do," and I was like, "Just do something right now." I just felt something. I was just like, "Just,
Hmm.
just do something right now," and she just drew it straight on, and
Wow.
yeah, we all took a photo of it, and it was like, "That's really, really cool. It kind of looks like it's meant to be on your face," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." I didn't think much of it until the next day dawned, and I was walking around the stones after having just had like the maddest djembe jam of
Oh,
my entire life with a bunch of my mates and loads of other cool people. And I walked through underneath an arch of Stonehenge. There's like a lot of the stones are piled up on top, and then you can walk
yeah.
underneath that arch. I walked through the arch. The sun just come up over the hill and just shines straight onto my face, onto this
Hmm.
side. Sorry, this side.
Yeah.
When I see myself in reflection, I'm just like, what the
I
hell?
know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No. It shone right onto this side of my face, and I just knew that my life was going to change and things were going to, because I spent so many
Wow.
years, man, like doing stuff with music and people coming up to me and just going, "Oh man, you should be this, you should be that, you should be the other," and
Hmm.
I'm like, "Yeah, well, nothing's happening, so
Yeah.
thank you, but yeah, it's not like that." But anyways, and I just knew that my life was probably going to change, and it was around that time that some of my videos that I didn't know about were kind of starting to go more and more viral. And then
Hmm.
it was that year after that, which things really started to take off for me in music. And I started to get the recognition,
Yeah.
and I just realized that symbol had to come with me for some reason, and that symbol was a representation of what I've gone through, and yeah, where I was going, you know. And it kind of, it felt like it's meant to be on my face. It fits to me, and also my name, which is like Crooked Hill or Crooked Nose. It feels like it's got something to do with that as well. That's what my name means.
Wow.
So
Wow, that's
yeah,
crazy.
it just had it was just, yeah, it was just the right thing to do, because I've always kind of wanted a face tattoo, but I never really wanted it to fuck up my interaction I have with strangers, and I meet
Yeah,
strangers all the time, and it hasn't at all, you know.
that's
Some
good.
face tattoos, I know some people who've got face tattoos where it's kind of made them a bit miserable after having them,
Hmm.
because every time they interact with people are scared of them, or this, that, the other. But I don't
Yeah.
really have that issue with people, you know. And if
Hmm.
someone doesn't like it, it's usually because they're a dickhead anyway, and they
Yeah,
just
for real.
all they do is just let me know that they're a dickhead before I have to suss them out, which saves me time. So if someone's
Yeah.
got a problem, then I'm just like, right, you're a twat. See you later, mate. You know what I mean?
I totally feel that, man. Who would have that story though, man? I'm jealous of that story. Like tripping and then waking up, tripping at Stonehenge. Like I can't even
Yeah, man.
imagine,
Yeah, it's
and then
far out.
waking up. And you said drum circle, and I
Yeah,
think I got an erection because I was like, what drums, drum jam at Stonehenge while tripping? Damn it, I'm living the wrong life. Damn it. See, yeah, man. I grew up as you know I considered myself a hippie just in my mindset. You know what I mean? So
Many
I
people are.
grew up.
Many people are.
Yeah, yeah. I think everybody wants to be, but we imprison ourselves. And I heard a quote yesterday about the prison system and how we disappear people. I thought, wow, just yeah. But so to hear you do that and then to get the nose tattoo, like yeah. And of course, it's because of a girl. If you think about it, it's always because of a girl. Why do you play music? Probably because of a girl. And you
She
love
was,
music, but
yeah. No, she was a very, very important person. Still is in my
that's
life.
awesome though. That's
Yeah,
really cool. Some people just, oh, I got drunk and I got a nose tattoo. You know what I mean? Like, no, I got a good story, and it does. You're
yeah.
right. It does fit you. You
Thank you,
know,
man. Thank you. Yeah, I literally
it
met a
just
guy
gives you
yesterday.
that little edge. Little
Yeah,
extra, so
yeah.
you know who you are.
Exactly. I met a guy yesterday actually in Glastonbury who said he got his face tattoos just because he wanted to see if it would hurt or not, and we were like comparing, and I was like, right, cool, nice one, you know.
Did
As it
so? Did
turns
that?
out, face tattoos don't hurt. No, they
I
don't
was gonna
hurt.
say, did that hurt?
Well, it makes you want to sneeze if it's on your nose, which is not what you
Ah,
want, because if you
right.
sneeze and it makes the guy jump and it goes a line across your face, then you're fucked, isn't it?
Yeah,
But so I was like, that was going through my mind at the time. You know, I was like really paranoid about
yeah,
sneezing, and that made me want to sneeze even more.
yeah,
And I
for
just got
real.
some serious tickles up the nostril, mate. I tell you.
That's
Yeah.
funny. You could tell people that yeah, he was doing a straight line, and then you sneezed, and he went in a
Yeah,
circle.
that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
It was you. Oh shit! I'll just go with it. We'll keep it. Say it's for real. Do you have any plans to come stateside?
Oh man, it's just like there's been so many plans, and I've been trying to get out there for so many years, man. Like I really do want to get out there. It's looking like it's gonna happen. It's looking like it's gonna happen. Like,
'Cause I want to be there if you do. Okay,
yeah, man. Yes, mate. Yes, it'd be good to
for
meet you in
real.
person.
Yeah, man. I would love to jam. Honestly, I'd love to jam.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate.
That'd be awesome.
That would be cool, bro. But yeah, like I think it's looking like when this kind of comes off, um, I will be getting over there. Definitely. It's
Hmm.
because for a long time people have been asking me, "Oh, Cam, you're gonna come out? You've got to come out." And the problem is the amount of money it costs. And when you're over there, there's
Yeah.
so many. There's like I've got following in many parts, and it's the
Hmm.
travel expenses of going from A to B.
Yeah.
Just Texas alone is massive, mate. Like I'm used to
Oh,
England. England's such a tiny little place, man, and the accents vary from such small distances. Like
that's
America's
crazy.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
America is
It-
huge. When I saw like the you know what I mean, the scale
mhm.
difference just from the states, I was just in one state alone. You know what I mean? I was like, this is like 40 Englands together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah,
That's crazy.
it was just the logistics. But I think it's looking as time goes on, and the fan base increases, and presence kind of grows on
Hmm.
social media. The more likely it is that I'm going to be getting over there soon. You know. because
Yeah.
it's just logistics, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna make it's gonna make your fan base so much stronger.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You
Yeah. Yeah.
can't not love you when you see you. Like you said, you're a twat if you don't like it. You know what I mean? Like you don't like it. Well, hey, that's on you. Haters are always gonna hate.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Yeah. Of
just
course.
really are.
They just have
So
negativity inside themselves that they just want to put onto you because they're
yeah,
unhappy. You
how do you stay positive in a negative world?
know. Don't always, man. Tell you.
Yeah.
Do you know what? What it comes down to, I've done so much new age. Like, I've looked into the new age for so many years
Mm-hmm.
and trying to like heal yourself and trying to like stop feeling down or depressed or this, that, or the other, some way, like trying to find, ways of doing it. And what it really comes down to is just self-belief and just it's just the power of belief and how much power you have to change your own reality to something positive. It's amazing how much you have.
That's true.
And placebo is very, very powerful, and you can create your own placebos in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would just say affirmations is really good. Like I put a lot of affirmations in my songs,
Mm-hmm.
lyrically speaking, So in the hope that when people sing it back, and also for myself when I'm singing, just it makes me feel positive, you know. If I have words of encouragement and confidence boosting things in my lyrics in my songs, it makes me feel good when I say it. Almost like I remind myself when I play the song of all the things that I should be doing, and I hope that reaches out to other people, But yeah, just so many the majority of people have the problem of what's that word? Of just self-love, isn't it? That's the issue that most people have with themselves, is self-love, and as a result of the lack of that, they end up doing things and being horrible to other people because of the lack of love that they have for themselves. So if everyone can just get on top of that, we'd have so much of a nicer world, People wouldn't have to prove things to each other, I think. Where have you gone, bro? You still there?
Hey everybody, I think I'm back on. Technical difficulties, I tell you. I'm still live 31 minutes into it, so that went bizarre. Let me get a hold of Cam again. All right, sorry everybody. Just so you know, we had just technical difficulty. I don't know if it was the website or I don't know, but I'm gonna wait for Cam to get back on, and we'll get back into it and try to get this done. As everybody knows, that's how it goes sometimes. Hope you guys find this interesting. Cam's a hell of a guy, and I'm excited. He's going to do big things, really big things. You guys are going to be hearing Cam Cole a lot. There he is. Hold on, buddy. Let me bring you back. There we go. I don't know what happened.
Nah, it's all right, man. These things happen. I'm not good with technology either. I don't even know how you set this up, mate. Honestly.
I know, right? We hit the black hole, I guess. I don't know what the hell happened. Just having good conversation too. It says it's still live. We're like half an hour in, so I think it might be weird, and I'll just cut it for we'll make it better. But hey, I told people it's real life. This is how it goes. Nothing's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
So just got a bunch more questions, but man, what's your writing process?
It varies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it varies. Sometimes it's a matter of hearing something in my head over the course of a couple of weeks. It just keeps reappearing into my head because, man, it's just like can't turn it off really.
Oh, I can't either. I get it. Yeah,
I can't turn it off. Like, it keeps me up till 4 o'clock in the morning some nights because I've just got tunes in my head, and sometimes they're worth looking into, sometimes they're not worth looking into. And usually if they're good and I just fall asleep to it and I'm just like, I just fuck it, I just gotta go to bed. I could get up and try that one out and do that, but I'm just gonna go to bed. Usually if that happens and I fall asleep, the song will reappear in my head like a couple of days later or the next day or something, and usually if they're really good, they'll keep coming back, and then I'm like, right, okay, got to capture this one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a process of just playing the guitar and dicking about on it and jamming with yourself, and then what's that? That's interesting. That sounds cool. Those chords that I've been playing for the last like 5 years with a pause there, that's different, and then you have just because of that one fucking chord. And sometimes it's a case of I play something cool and then I'm just like, actually, no, I don't want to capture that one. It's nice, just not right now. But if I feel like it's worth capturing, it's the right thing to do, then I'll get a microphone on it and get it on my phone, and then maybe turn it into a song. But it's like there is a huge process at work of capturing so many different riffs and so many different ideas, and then only some of them make it to actual song.
Is your microphone on, or your micro? I mean, it's on, but okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. There you go.
I put my finger at the bottom of the thing. Actually, do you know what? My phone, I think, is about to die, so I'm just going to plug myself in. Don't worry, but the headphones are coming off, but it should be okay. It's just coming out of the phone. It's not.
Okay,
speaker.
Yeah, hopefully it won't echo.
Can you hear me now?
Echo. Yeah, it might echo.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
The echo? I can hear you.
I can hear myself talk. I think.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Do you know what's really annoying about the iPhone 5 that I've got? Right, is it's got one input for the charging and also for the headphone input. It's really annoying. So you can't charge and listen to music at the same time. It's just like,
just one.
Yeah.
I love Apple computers, but it never. iPhones never made sense to me. I worked at Radio Shack and I had to sell those. I'd always sell Android. I have Android, man. I love it. It makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I have I have one of those old school headphone jacks in my phone.
Ah, mate, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Why do they
Yeah,
keep
like
why do they keep changing all these things? I've got to keep updating all the time. Everyone just keeps
yeah,
throwing these things away. You know what I mean? These different
it's
types of
all a
cables.
scam.
Pretty much, yeah. Just take money.
So,
Yeah.
would you ever collab with somebody? Like maybe
Uh,
somebody famous
it would have to
or
be because I believe that that's the right thing to do for the music. Often, a lot of the
right.
time, not. It's because people just want to get involved in stuff and just
Hmm.
jump on the back of someone who's already doing something that's interesting.
Yeah, I could see
Uh,
that.
yeah, and often like people like to try to take a song and then they just want to get their ego into it. So and that
Yeah,
ruins the song. I've worked with musicians in the past where that happens, and they just want to change a part. So then they've then changed that part, and then they then get so much money for that every time that song gets played, and they're not really doing it because it's best for the song. They're doing it so
yeah.
then they get that money, and it's just like fuck that, man. Like just it's got to serve the song. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you don't serve you as a musician. You never do, really. You
Hmm.
just serve whatever sounds good. Whatever the music
Yeah,
is meant to do. You just follow where that goes. You don't just do something in a song because you want that moment there. It's not up to you. It's up to fucking what sounds good. And you don't. You're not really in charge of that. I suppose. I don't know. Yeah.
um, I really like Mama, and
Nice one.
when I without hearing the lyrics, I had a whole different picture, and then I read the lyrics, and I was like, oh, that's genius. I really identify with the fact of um I'm a good son, but I have bad siblings. Isn't that what it was? I
Mm.
was, or that thought process.
Do you know, it's so hard for me to remember my own lyrics right in the middle of a song. I have to like play it all the way up to that point, and then I'm like, yeah, no, it's this line. What is the lyrics? The lyrics, please forgive us what I've done. But yeah, in my nature, punish my brothers, but don't hurt me, because I'm a good boy to my mama, but I got bad siblings. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
that
good
one.
boy to my
Yeah,
mama. Yeah, yeah, you pretty much said
I
it
was
in
like,
one
what? My mind went.
bar.
Yeah, for real. I was. So, how did you come about writing that one?
um, just with the kind of concept and idea in mind of environmentally speaking, mankind's impact on the planet has not been a very positive one.
Yeah.
Environmentally speaking, you can see examples of this everywhere you go. And what used to be here that we've changed. Hang on, let me just close that door. 1 second.
You good?
Yeah, the world used to be a thriving environment for many species of animals and plants and things, and we've kind of forced everything to work around us. And although this is like makes life very comfortable and nice for us,
Yeah.
it's also not nice for many many different species of plants and animals, and maybe even the earth itself as well doesn't like it. I don't know. So yeah, like I'm not interested in arguing with people about whether global warming's happening or not or whatever, and I'm not interested in that. Like it's
Right.
what really is interesting to what I'm mainly fixated on is the fact that regardless whether that's happening, whether we're causing that to happen, regardless of all of that, we still have a negative impact to the environment,
Hmm.
and that's something that you can't you can't prove otherwise. That's just what it is happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of wrote this song because I've spent the last few years of my adult life when I kind of saw that this was the impact that we were having to the planet. I kind of rearranged my life to then not have as much of an impact. I did everything that I could do in my power. So changing your diet is one.
Hmm.
Um, trying to find products for yourself that is also environmentally stable. I'm building vans and like running them on vegetable oil. The one I'm sitting in the moment runs on vegetable oil, so it's
Oh
not
wow.
fossil fuel. So it's not putting more carbon into the atmosphere. I've got solar panels on the roof. I have a compost toilet. For like the last
Wow.
for like the last 5 years, my poos have gone back into nature, and that's where they should be going. Technically, there's no
Exactly.
food
Yeah.
waste there. So yeah, and then living and also heating from a wood burner as well, heating my water from the solar. Um, so it's very low impact to the environment, to environmental, yeah, environmentally speaking, it's very low impact. And
So I'm sorry.
the song
So
is
do
just
you have
yeah, the song, just to sum
what?
up, the song is basically just about my issue that I have with people when they don't give enough of a shit. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
a lot of people believe that the world is just gonna fucking kick off and just kick all the humans out, kind of thing. You know, a lot of people think that. You know, a lot of environmentalists think that. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm fucking gonna predict the future. You know what I mean? But if it does happen, then I guess I'm trying to say in my song, leave me out of it.
yeah,
Don't hurt
yeah.
me. Don't hurt me.
That, that's a good thought. Like what is going to happen? And I was thinking one of the questions I had was, do you think Mother Nature will ever forgive us for what we've done to her? You know?
If you believe that Mother Nature is some kind of an entity or spirit or something of the entire Earth, then you probably might. I don't know if you can get in touch with her and ask her for some forgiveness. I don't know, but it's whether you want to believe that and make that your reality. You know.
I
Um,
It's almost like when we see a sunshiny day, she's forgiving us. And then
mm,
when the storms come, you know, and the terrible storms and tsunamis, it's like, but don't forget, what you're really doing to me. That's how I see it.
mm,
Just
yeah.
sending messages, she's sending us messages. How
Mm.
many more storms do I have to give you? Like a normal mom, like a mom throwing her slipper at your head or something because you did something or whatever. If you could bring a famous musician back to hear you play, who would it be?
That's an interesting one. I don't know, man. Maybe Kurt. Kurt's big inspiration.
Hmm.
John. Actually, no, John Bonham. I bring back John Bonham. I'd like to jam with
Oh,
John Bonham. Yeah,
oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I'd like
Oh
to.
my,
That
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 gave me
that's
chills.
where
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, yeah. Be John Bonham. Yeah, be John Bonham. I think.
Oh
Yeah, that's
man, no
that
pressure. Can you imagine drumming in front of John Bonham?
mate. Yeah, I'd want him to pick up the sticks. I'd want to go on guitar, to be
Oh
honest, in that
yeah, oh yeah,
situation.
yeah. Did you ever see? Did you ever see Godsmack do dueling drums? They have two
No, I
drummers,
haven't
and
seen it.
oh,
That's
you got to check that out. They throw
Oh,
sticks
I
back and
definitely
forth to
will.
each other like it's insane. But you imagine doing that with John Bonham? Oh my gosh. Let's sit out here and do Moby Dick. Oh man, imagine you doing Moby Dick and then he kicks in for the solo. Oh man, are there any songs that you hear that you're like, man, I wish I wrote that?
Oh, yeah, there's quite a few of them.
I know,
There's
right?
keep knocking about. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You just prove every song on Silver Side Up is fucking tune, in my opinion.
Mm.
Um, yeah, just loads of Led Zeppelin songs, loads of Nirvana songs. So many tunes, loads of Black Sabbath songs as well. Love Sabbath.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Um, yeah, man. It's like every time you hear great music, you wish you wrote it. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
not really because it's there. It's no matter, it doesn't matter who wrote it. You know what I mean? It's just there.
Mm.
That's the main thing, that it's here now. We can all
I
hear. We
wonder
can
if
all hear.
that's I wonder if that's how covers came about. People are like, man, this song's so great. I wish I wrote it. I'll
Probably.
just play it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier about limitations. Do you feel like you have limitations when you're playing?
Yeah. Yeah. I have definite limitations. I can't go to a ride or play. You know, I, the bass drum sounds a bit like a floor tom sometimes if I play it softly, and then you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, having more of a dynamic range on the kick bass drum, I can make it sound like toms a little bit, but I don't
Hmm.
have the toms, and I don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also it's just like having a bit more bass in the mix would be good sometimes. Like,
Yeah, that's what I
like
was thinking, like a bass player with you or something, or somehow
yeah.
to. I've
I
seen.
don't really want to though. I want to keep it. I want to keep this
Yeah.
project just completely me. I'm gonna do. I'm doing. Yeah, I've got this album, then another album, then I think we're gonna see what the situation is and see if maybe like do a band, maybe do this, maybe that. I don't know. I'm time away from that. Just released the first one really. So yeah, I'm gonna try and make it to 3 albums just in this setup, and Yeah,
I said
yeah.
I said something to Marcus. My dream has always been to design album covers, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, we already have a guy." I was like, "Ah," and he's like, "Well, if you have a T-shirt design, send it to me." I was like, "Done." But
Yeah,
yeah,
safe.
so if you're not booked for the third album, design wise, if the second one the art is crap, let me know, and the third one I want to do.
Safe,
Just
man.
one. I just want to, I want a nice big album that I did. Like, man,
Yes, mate. Yeah, mate.
I don't know where to go to learn to design. I've been designing over 20 years. So I love,
Awesome.
like, you love music. I love music, art. Just creativity. It's like, when you feel like you're so creative, just you have to do it. Like you said, you
You
just got
got
to
to do
let it
something
out.
about it. Yeah, yeah. Let it build
Yeah,
up.
that's how I've always been.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm down for that. Oh, I wanted to ask you something else. I forget what it was now. Shoot. You were saying something and it reminded me of something, then I lost it. That's
You don't
that's
get
how
your
the
questions
mind
written
works.
down.
I do, but the one I had was like a
Was
spontaneous
it
one.
off the cusp
Ah,
question?
yeah, man, what was it? Oh, we'll come back to it, I think. um, so what's your favorite song on the album?
What on my
On
first
your new
album?
album? Yeah.
On my new album? Do you know one I've actually kind of released out? I did like a bit of a live version from the van. It's actually one of my favorite
Mm.
songs called Albion. That's one of my. I like that one actually. That's a good song.
I, li-
Um,
I like California Dreamin'. That was cool. I saw you do that.
oh yeah, the cover. Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
yeah, that
yeah.
was nice.
That's a big song to me. Yeah, I really like that song. That's just got vibes. The original song,
Hmm.
definitely. Play that in your VW wagon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's works
I
very
just
well.
I just remembered my question. Well, it was a statement, kind of. Do you know Royal Blood?
Yeah, 100%.
That I'm pretty sure he uses a bass, and so
Mm.
he has a bass through guitar and gets the bass tone. So I was wondering if you tried with a bass and used the
Well,
distortion.
very funny you said that. I bought a bass the other day. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
I
it's
bought a
meant to
bass.
be. That's meant to
It's
be,
quite
man.
interesting. It's a funny bass. It's a bass from former Soviet Union. It's called a Rodin, and it was made by the Experimental Musical Instrument Factory in former Soviet Union.
Wow,
And bit of a weird thing, man. But it's yeah. When I played it in the shop, I kind of wrote. Wow, I come up with a riff in the shop when I was trying it out, and I was like, oh shit, got to take this home with me now.
yeah, man.
I,
Because if you can make a bass sound like guitar,
mm,
I always
that's what I'm
felt that if I
working towards.
yeah, Royal Blood, man. Because they're a 2-man band, and I'm like, that's kind of what I was like. If I can't do a 1-man band, okay, what's the second less drama? 2-man
Yeah,
band, like,
yeah,
just
that's
find
it.
you got to find the right person, and
Yeah.
um. So I saw that. Yeah, I saw that things are coming up for you. You're buying guitars, and I saw that Farmer's Foot Drum is now sponsoring you. How'd that come about?
Yeah, that's I mean, like I played the instrument for like a year. When I first bought the first instrument off him, my first foot drum, it was very
Mm,
nice. That I let them know that I'm a musician and you know what I mean. I do my best. I promote his products as much as possible. And he said, and but obviously, I had to prove myself to them first, and I spent yeah. He gave me a bit of discount on the first one I bought, and then they after a couple of years of playing it. Um, we were going to get in touch with him and be like, dude, is there any chance we can do some kind of like sponsorship? But he got in touch first and was like, I'd like to
nice,
send you the latest foot drum. And I was just like, yes, it just came at the right time. And yeah, it's fucking quality, man. Like he's
man.
made the drum sound so much bigger. It's even got like a double-inch like bass drum on the front. It's just
Yeah, I
so
saw that. I was
nice
like, ooh.
bass for the bass. Yeah. It just hits so much deeper. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So it's just been a little bit of a journey with the foot drum. Hang on, you like
mm.
mate? Oh, thank you, bro. Mate's just give me some
Oh,
food.
nice score.
Yeah, man. Nice one, Enjoy.
Well,
Hello.
hi. So, so more importantly, um, if you don't need the old one, what are you doing with it? Can I have it?
Oh man,
You're
if you
probably
live
gonna
down the
keep it, right?
it's my spare though at the moment. Because the thing is I beat the absolute shit out of it, mate. Like I really, really
I
do.
believe it.
And it breaks if you nothing can last. You know what I mean? Indestructibly forever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I need spare parts, and yeah, I've got it as a backup in case it's one of them gigs that everything just keeps breaking and we can't fix it immediately there and then. So then we can just get that one on stage and the show will go on. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah. Because
All
there's so
right,
many
couple.
moving parts on the foot drum. That's the thing. You
Yeah,
know?
that's true. You got a lot of tuning and like make sure your heads are good and all that. You know. Yeah, I definitely did a deep dive. On their website and checked it all out. I was like, what is this? I got to know what this is. Um, yeah, I was like, wow, okay, something. It's always cool when you see an instrument you never, saw before. And
And
just when you think you saw it all, nope, something new. Um,
it's kick
so
ass. Oh man, the foot
it
drums
really is.
in terms of
It
like the
really is,
instrument, really really cool. Yeah.
man. Yeah, that'd be. I wish I could play guitar. Oh, I wanted to ask you, what's the significance of the smaller microphone in the cup? How did that come about?
So that came about because I wanted to have like a megaphone or like old school telephone style vocal
Yeah.
sound. Um, and yeah, I just got a stereo bar, put a normal microphone holder on one end, and then the other end. What I was using was a green bullet going into a Zoom Fire
Oh
15
wow.
amp, which is just like a fucking cheap digital amp. Like a lot of musicians are a bit snobbish about digital over like Valve and old school and this that the other fucking shit. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, if it allows you to like pull off a sound on a live scenario, then that's way better than Valve technology. If the digital sound works better in that environment, you know,
Yeah.
it, and that's exactly what it does. It's a really controllable distortion that's on a digital display. And I have used like Valve amps and old school amps with a green bullet microphone, which is a harmonica microphone, and they
Yeah, that's
sound
what I thought.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they do sound absolutely great, but it's just being able to get it right depending on the
Hmm.
room. You know what I mean? How many people are in there? You know what I mean? And it's just trying to get the microphone not to feed back is the issue. But I found that with
Mm.
that combination, it works pretty well. And I built one into my busking amp, so I've just got it all in one box. I've got a PA, and I've got a one of them Zoom Fire 15s, and the cup is just so it can be held in place.
That's
Because
what I figured. Yeah.
I used to just wrap it round the mic stand, and
Mm.
hope for the best kind of thing. But it just fall out of place, and then I don't like to fuck around when I'm in a live situation. I like it to fucking
Yeah, for
work.
real.
I got enough things going on that could fail, so I just need to keep trying to make it work, as much as
Hmm.
possible, you know. Because at the end of the day, if it fails, everyone thinks it's you that's cocking up. They don't know that it's your equipment. Everyone
Yeah,
thinks
for
you're the
real.
fuck this,
Yep,
yeah.
I get that. All right, buddy. I think we're good, man. I think I've asked as many questions as I possibly can.
Up,
I
man.
learned a lot, and I really appreciate your patience and getting this
Nah, no
right,
worries,
man.
man. No worries. No worries.
We're
No.
family now, man. You're part of my podcast family. So you
Cool,
know,
man.
I really, from the other side, we can show that people can still like each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter where you live; it's your spirit inside.
e- exactly,
So
man.
I really appreciate it, man. And I'm gonna boost the hell out of this, and I'll send you the link, and we'll go from there.
Safe. Nice one, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for having
Yeah,
me on
man.
here.
Yeah, man. Keep in touch, okay? We'll hang
Sure.
out at some point. You come stateside, you hook me up. Well, let me know. I'm in Pennsylvania, so.
Pennsylvania. Nice one.
All right, buddy, man. Enjoy your food. Have a good one.
Take care, brother. Nice
All
one.
right. See you later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.